Bomb buddy out.
क्या मुंगा दे कोई कांतो भी बैठ कांतो भी जा मरी गई
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
My ult's ready. Fire in the hole! Satchel out. Here comes the party!
Last player standing. Clutch. Switching sides.
Symphony of Death. Don't worry, you get used to it.
That race sucks.
My ult's ready. Enemy spotted B.
Okay.
Last player standing.
Next.
One enemy remaining. Match point.
Their jet has nothing on me. I got her.
Get out of my way! Got one! My ult's ready.
Off your feet!
Yikes! My ult's ready. Ugh.
Thirty seconds left. Last player standing. Ten seconds left. Defenders win. Match found. Spike rush.
Reloading. Enemy spotted mid. Satchel out. Satchel out.
Last player standing.
Get out of here. Jet, don't slow down for us. Our creatures move fast. They'll keep up.
Wonderful. Here, thank you.
Thanks.
Forward!
Satchel out. Satchel out.
Multiple enemies mid.
The hunt begins.
Spike planted. Bomb buddy out.
Yeah, right there, right there.
What do you mean by that? Right there.
Barrier here.
We tend to dust.
One enemy remaining.
Ultimate is ready. Reloading.
Last round in the half.
Reloading.
Do the clutch.
Let's take what they have.
Joke's over! You're dead!
Grounded. Fire in the hole. Who?
My ultimate.
Cover going out.
Revive me? No, man.
One enemy remaining.
Rotate.
30 seconds left.
You don't have time, you don't have time.
Shadows traveling.
Flash and push fast.
Blinding.
Gun.
10 seconds left.
Spike planted. My ultimate is ready.
Smoke heaven.
Even death cannot stop me.
Reloading.
Switching sides.
Never ends.
Reloading.
I will tell you if you be my friend.
Wonderful.
Can't reveal your name in all team chat. Oh, I see.
Here.
All B. I need some help. I need help.
Get out of my way. Ow.
That was I gave you assist, Omen. Easy. Easy.
Was that important?
Nice one, Sage.
One enemy remaining. Match point.
I know how this will end.
That's the goal.
Here. Keep up.
Here.
You're not here, not here. Don't waste your bullets.
Let me get this. Please.
The hunt begins.
Here.
One enemy remaining.
I provide these.
Defenders win.
No charges left.
Match found. Spike rush.
Here.
Shadows traveling. Multiple.
Last player standing.
Here's Urena. You can use that.
Help. Help. Help.
Reloading. It begins.
On my mark.
Reloading.
Watch this.
Cover going out.
मेरे भी सिप है।
Nowhere to run!
Who's next?
One down.
Last player standing.
Give me those back.
One enemy remaining.
और frustrated इंसान
Frustrated,
हाँ
frustrated.
yes very irritated.
Last round before the switch.
You were a storm.
Yes.
Well done.
No.
तेरी स्क्रीन पूरी ब्लैक हो गई देख।
My mark.
हाँ मिनिमाइज करेगा।
अच्छा
अब आया?
Enemies near. Don't get
No.
आज सुबह में आया।
Blocking sight.
Cutting their vision.
Enemy spotted B.
begins.
Here comes the fire! Chill out.
यार हर गेमर है।
Blocking sight.
अरे क्या होगा रे ने?
Reloading.
बराबर चल रही।
One enemy remaining.
बहुत सही चल रही है इसमें।
There.
वो चल रही।
आखिरी स्मूथ।
Switching sides.
क्वालिटी बहुत लो है गेम।
सही है चलता है इतना। अरे तेरे से भी लो पीसी वाले स्ट्रीमिंग कर रहे।
मेरा बहुत लो है बे, दिखता वैसा कर।
अरे तेरे से भी लो वाले बोल रहा हूँ मैं देखो।
कितना लो?
उनका भाई क्लैरिटी बोले तो तुम लास्ट 480 में खा रहे भाई। 480 वाले भी
वो एफपीएस ज्यादा आना बोल के करते हो। उनको गेम नहीं बढ़ता उन स्प्रे वाले रहते ना।
और वो लोग वन टैप खेलने वाले नहीं रहते, स्प्रे खेलने वाले रहते हैं वो लोग।
Bomb buddy out. Get out of here. There.
आइश
One enemy remaining.
My ult's ready.
मेरा दिन बोल रही आ रही है।
Enemy spotted mid.
एक मत सचल डाल।
Satchel out. My ult
30
is ready.
seconds left.
अरे हगा।
हाँ
Spike planted.
No charges left.
स्नीकी पीकी
क्या बोले?
इन्हें यूरो स्नीकी पीकी है।
अरे मेरी ब्लैक बार था रेनेट स्क्रीन पे।
क्या है
ब्लैक बार
वो क्या है?
साइड में बार ब्लैक आ रहे ना।
नहीं
अरे दे देखो। हाँ
साइड में ब्लैक बार सारा मतलब तेरे इस पे कैमरे के।
कैमरे में ने।
हाँ
That important. Blocking sight.
हाँ 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 आ रहे
अरे नहीं
हाँ
करना पड़ता है।
Match point.
कई बार हो
Fight everyone. We can do it.
ऐसा ना बोल तो ऐसे कैसा बोलूं।
No.
हाँ
तो स्क्रीन जस्ट टू स्क्रीन अब नहीं आते थे।
Let's go.
अब नहीं आ रहे,
अब नहीं आ रहा।
अब मगर स्क्रीन चौड़ी हुई फाटू की फाटू की बोले ना
हम्म, अब से कंटिन्यू स्ट्रीमिंग।
Who's next?
जमा बात चुप लगा बैठो, गाड़ी नहीं है बाहर में।
कहो गाड़ी क्या हो?
Bomb buddy out.
अच्छा भैया बुलेट लेके गए,
One enemy
पापा
remaining.
स्कूटी लेके गए।
नहीं पापा बुलेट
My ult's ready. Watch this.
ओ माय गॉड, रियली?
हाँ
Spike planted.
ए पे है। आधे रास्ते में पड़ जाता हूँ।
Satchel out. Satchel out.
मैं मेरी जेट को मारा।
Shame. Love explosion.
Defenders win.
नो प्रो कर।
जेट के ऊपर डाले अल्टीमेट।
बेकार।
मजा आया। देख वो शायद चल मस्त पड़े।
अच्छा तो बैटल पास लिया क्या?
ये साल दिया टाइम नहीं लिया, अगला लेने वाला हूँ।
कैसा है दिखा ये बैटल पास?
अगले वाला,
नहीं ये वाला।
ये वाला बवासीर है, नया वाला देख कैसा है मस्त।
अरे वो ना।
चाकू
अच्छा ये क्या स्टोर क्या है दिखा?
मेरे पास है, मेरा पास बेकार है रे कुछ।
अरे भाई स्टोर में बंडल क्या चल रहा दिखा?
कतरीना ये दे रहे भाई। रेना
अच्छी है दिखा, दिखा इसका ये दिखा। सबसे सस्ती है नहीं है?
सब में सस्ते नाइफ अब तक की प्रीमियम
दिखा कितने में?
2500।
अबे भाई 2500 में है।
दूसरे कितने में
तो
रहते हैं
अपने को कितना डालना पड़ता?
1600 1700 टोटल 2000। टोटल 2000 डाले के बाद 500-600 रुपये बचते ऊपर।
नेक्स्ट बंडल क्या आने वाला है कि देखना, मेरे को देखना है नेक्स्ट बंडल क्या।
वो आ रहा है एक
अच्छा सुन, इसको ऑर्नामेंट्स कैसे दिखा इसके? कैटरीना की नून का
ऑर्नामेंट नहीं है।
देखूंगा ऐसा कैसा नहीं रहता ऑर्नामेंट्स।
बेसिक है, प्रीमियम स्किन नहीं है, ये बेसिक स्किन नहीं है।
अच्छा मतलब मेरे को लास्ट टाइम का पोस्टर लेना बहुत जरूरी था रे।
प्रीमियम नहीं है, प्रीमियम नहीं है, बेसिक है।
वही तेरे पास जो ये है पोस्टर, वो पोस्टर लेना था मेरे को।
ले कहते अब नहीं ले सकता मगर।
अब नहीं ले सकता, देखेंगे आगे कौन सा दूसरा आया तो ले तो। मैं ये लिया ना वो साउंड वाला म्यूजिक।
गलती करे तू।
चल चलता छोड़, कुछ ना कुछ तो रहना ना।
बात तो सही है।
कुछ ना कुछ तो नया ट्राई करना।
नहीं बे वो मैच में भी चलता था तो अच्छी बात थी, मैच में भी नहीं चल रहा हो। एक बंदा
चलता
है स्ट्रीम पे, मालूम नहीं कौन है, हाय हेलो भी नहीं कर रहा वो।
बैल मैच हो वो
दो जने दो टाइप दो जगह से आया, दो अकाउंट से आया।
हाँ दो अकाउंट से, एक ही अकाउंट से
तीन की वाचिंग चल रही ब्रो।
क्या है कि ब्रो मेरे पास तो एक ही बता रहा सो।
तीन की वाचिंग है।
पता नहीं भाई मेरे को, मेरे पास एक की वॉचिंग बता रहा।
तीन की है।
मैंने नेट खराब। सिल्वर पे भी गया साले तो।
Match found.
नहीं खिलाया पर मैं दो मैच खेली मैंने पंपी के खाली।
दो मैचों में सिल्वर गया तो
तू
क्या समझा क्या?
अरे बाप रे लॉल।
ऐसा कैसा क्या? अच्छा नया एजेंट कब आ रहा?
2 हफ्ते बाद।
अम्मा
रेना बेचारी है।
अम्मा सोवा गया हुआ। सोवा आजकल बहुत लोग खेल रहे क्या?
बाइंड है।
तेरे रेना गई क्या लॉक?
Let's do this.
इंस्टालॉक मई मारे समझे मगर इंस्टालॉक उन मारे।
केओ मत खेल, यूरो खेल।
एक लिया मैं केओ।
अबे यार यूरो खेलना नहीं, मैं तो फिनिक्स खेलना था।
जेट
खेलते
खेलने
देखता
का
था।
जेट खेलते थे मगर देखा नहीं जेट है अवेलेबल।
अच्छा सुन, तेरे जो स्क्रीन रहता ना उन्हें मैप के ऊपर रख उसको।
वो मैंने फिर तो
हाँ
नाम मिटाने कुछ भी फर्क नहीं पड़ता।
हाँ
स्ट्रीम स्नाइप नहीं होती अपने को। नाम मिटाना मेरा
चलता हाँ बस।
नाम मिटाना पर इसलिए
Spike rush.
चलता
No
चलता
one
मैप
objects.
के
I
ऊपर
go next these targets. Company's welcome.
भेज के आखिर के बाद क्या देख रहा रही थोड़ा सा कुछ तो टाइप करके डाल रहे वहाँ, क्या देख रहा है वो जो? मैं तो दूसरा डाल, ऐसा सामने कंप्यूटर है, कंप्यूटर के सामने बैठ के तू खेले जैसा डाल। थोड़ा चेंज करके देख।
Flashbang.
अरे कहाँ गए रे?
Flash. Target 86.
Spike planted.
Grenade out.
अरे बेचारा तो वो
Last player standing.
मेरे अकाउंट से खेला नहीं रे।
तेरे अकाउंट अच्छा तेरे अकाउंट से खेलो कर रहा है। अकाउंट से खेल सकता हूँ मगर लक में ये कर रहा था वो काउंटी खेलने का प्लान से करा मगर हुआ नहीं। चल कभी तो स्ट्रीम करा था तेरे अकाउंट से खेलते।
कॉम्पी के रहा था तो
अब नहीं।
Enemy spotted A.
Suppressing.
क्या कर रहा है ये, कर रहा है क्लासिक?
One down.
There.
Spike planted.
Radiant kill. Throwing charge. Flashbang.
Fire in the hole!
लालो मेरे साथ।
अरे देखा देखा कैम हो ही गया हुआ।
Revealing area.
अरे क्रॉसर देख चुका है।
Found them.
हाँ देखा मैं तो बड़ा है।
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Oh, so very nice.
Deploying drone.
Last round in the half.
Paint? Check. Charges? Check. Nowhere in sight.
Clear.
मैं भी 15 तारीख के बाद से स्टार्ट करूँगा।
Shutting them down. Enemy suppressed. Bad guy down. Flag it.
रोटी खाना दोनों खा
थोड़ा धोने वाले हूँ।
सलाम बोल मम्मी को
सलाम बोल रहा हूँ मुस्तफा।
There they are.
30 seconds left.
Get out of my way!
There.
Spike planted.
Shutting them down. They're flanked.
Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
My
Switching
quiver is never
sides.
full.
Match point.
पैसे का बैकअप नहीं है तो पंगा
Dig deep. Map deployed. Enemy suppressed.
Enemy spotted B.
देख भाई कैसे नहीं पड़ती बोल।
क्या है
Last player standing. Flawless.
ओ
Defenders win.
हैं खत्म। तो डिस्टर्बेंस आ रहा है क्या साउंड वाइज में स्ट्रीम में?
नहीं
Match
मालूम मेरे को।
found.
पहले तो मैं गेम
अच्छा डिस्कॉर्ड की साउंड
यूट्यूब
है
का हाँ यूट्यूब का आवाज कम कर दिया मैं
ठीक है।
Deathmatch. Warm up. Dominating.
person's character by their first action.
Fight!
Check me then, eh? I am with you.
अरे मर रहा क्यों नहीं रे भाई?
Useless individual.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Amazon Great Indian Festival Championship in association with Logitech, Intel, and LG Ultra. We're now back once again, jumping straight into the matchup. Yes, Kirito's on my left, and I'm on the right side now. We swapped sides, but it's completely fine. Nothing to really worry about. We're just gonna be chilling. We're just gonna be vibing. We're just gonna be waiting. And the thing is, the way that the games are being played, I don't know, man. Enigma, they just feel as though they're not meshing that well together, especially from the side of Off-field. It's just not as good as you hoped for, but it's completely fine. Let's head on down over to the map video screen one more time and just hope that Enigma, they finally have their game back in their own court. Because looking at the stats, you can already see God Particles winning out on a 14-12 on the home map of Enigma and one of their worst maps. Yeah, that's going to be a painful situation.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, we're here chilling and vibing, but chilling and vibing could be. I mean, it's you. If you're Enigma, you're not really that way, but you're gonna have to do it because the best way to bring that coordination back is by relaxing. You know, just chill, just talk with your teammates, and have a decision on how you want to play this next map. And if you're all on the same page, it's gonna work out really well. Because on Split, there's a lot of chaos happening. If we see like raises coming into play, maybe breaches, KOs, even skies, all I mean, there's so much potential for these agents with a lot of explosive firepower to come into play. So amongst all that chaos, you definitely want to have that control amongst you, that communication. So whatever's happening on the game doesn't really matter. You got in on the comms. Things need to be chill and relaxed. And Enigma, they definitely need that right now. But we're gonna see the agent selections coming in. Looks like we're gonna have the Vipers on play today on
Double
Split.
controller, good.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. We do see both sides going with the Viper and the Astra. Obviously, the Viper is really consistent. Obviously, with the smokes, the wall, it's really effective. No, I haven't seen too much of it on Split, but considering there's an Astra for both sides, they shouldn't have too much trouble going in. And again, a double duelist coming in for the side of God Particles. Knight Riders on the jet and a race for God. It's going to be interesting, and that's going to leave a lot of responsibility under Shivi for doing the starting of the pushes, because obviously the Sky, the only initiator, she can't provide much information, but she can definitely do the entry, she can do the flashes and give a generalized info on where the players could be, and also just splash them. Just, you know, they're going to be completely blind going in, but okay, looks like we're going to be seeing Knight Rider on the Sage. That's a sudden change. Interesting.
I guess it's fine because you gotta remember something. Playing that jet here in this situation doesn't really help a lot. You don't have a breach, you don't have that solid entry all the time, especially in professional level play. If you don't have that solid form of entry in the form of a breach, it's going to be pretty difficult for Sky. It's a lot more simpler to pick up something like Sage, which can be a lot more versatile in the way you want to go in for a lot of those pushes, because Sky in general facilitates pushes for normal characters other than a Jet really well, while Breach is built to facilitate a Jet play. So in that sense, composition-wise, I understand what they're going for. Plus, they want a little bit more of a defensive composition right off the get-go to begin with. Because considering that they are starting on the attacking side, it could be really bad, but I can understand what they're trying to do. They want to get at the bare minimum of 5 rounds maybe on the attacking side, and as soon as they switch over to the defense, oh boy, that's where the real fun begins.
Yeah, indeed. Obviously, that's Sage, and I think the Sage Slorbs are, I mean, the most effective on this map of Split, because obviously you can play the Sage anywhere else. You can play it on Icebox. It's like the Slorbs slow down the push, but they're not as effective on a small map like Split. Whenever the opposition of the attackers just push in, they have to push in hard, and they have to gain a lot of ground while running. Those Slorbs definitely come out on top in this scenario. But for now, we're going to be seeing attacker side of Slorbs, because obviously the side of Enigma, they are going to be, sorry, the side of God Particles, they're going to be on attack. Knight Rider playing the Sage is going to be going on the aggressive. Meanwhile, here comes the Trailblazers, clearing out the vents for the set of God Particles. Counter Trailblazer follows the vents. I think he assumed that someone followed the Trailblazer into vents, but I'm pretty sure he saw no one there before it got destroyed. But now there is a player, that being Antidote. And they're ready to hit this B side through this mid push. Knight Rider first contact.
Ember
pushes the... Oh! Ember getting taken down. RVK from the depths. He's gonna come out of vents, getting a couple frags. It's all onto the Sky Shivy. Low on HP, has to fall back. Meanwhile, push is being done on the A side. Not progress is gained, but RVK, if he falls here, side is absolutely theirs. Spike is making its way, and so is the rotation.
It's gonna see 44, but still a 3 versus 5 situation. Pretty much doable if Stargot just finds one kill, but that's just not gonna be the case here. Oh my god, RBK Grove Street Trial goes in for a drive by Legista. His feelings just got toyed with, and RBK, he's looking for a lot more kills, but still raw fuel, the timing's not gonna be in his favor. It's gonna be a freebie for him. That's gonna be the first initial kill, and poor old Shivy, maybe good for one, but even that's not gonna be the case. Raw fuel, he's now back, he has activated himself. He needed to shake off that rust from map number 1, and after the small break, got that mental reset that he needed. 1-0 on the scorecard, ladies and gentlemen, and Enigma. They're looking quite strong right off the get-go.
Indeed, they are first pistol round. It's still a pistol round. There's not much you can, assume from that. But again, that win will be contributing in the second one where they can go for the buys, go for those specters early on, and be able to get another round on the board. But after that is the real test where we're going to see God Particles on their own buys and some ARs to work with. So that's going to be something that the side of God Particles will be looking forward to, and the side of Enigma won't. Unless, of course, they're able to get some rifles before that, which I don't think is a bad idea. If we lose a couple of players in this round, if they have the money, if they have the ability, if it's preferably the duelists, they can go for the ARs early on and do some additional damage. Which a lot of players feel like, okay, why not just buy together, buy all at once in the next round? But yeah, honestly, sometimes you just need those extra bit of weaponry. Oh, Logista moves at the right moment when the peak comes in. RBK is in main as well. Logista, I'm not sure if he knows, but the Deagle comes in, doesn't hit the shots. It's the Sheriff, actually, my bad, but it's going to be RBK winning that gunfight. Meanwhile, Rexy, did he spot on Knight Rider? Doesn't matter. He gets one more on the Scargo. Now,
Down B.
shot in. There's one more Shivy. He has an eco weapon as well. Oh, doesn't spot him.
One enemy
But
remaining.
raw fuel's there, and to finish things off, Rexy triple kill for the man on that B main area. Great performance coming out of him. 2-0 scoreline.
Setup's already done. The setup's already ready. 2-0. It's fine. I always talk about this. You never really judge a team by their first initial round. They don't judge a team by its second. You judge a team by its buy round. Here is where it all begins. Here is where it all could begin. And here is where the ball could just get thrown out of their hands once again. It feels like our observer, he's quite hungry. He's looking at the sushi prices and he's like,
I'm getting hungry as well.
I want to get some sushi, man, but in Bangladesh, sushi is quite difficult to get. And even if you do get it, it's really expensive.
But what is not expensive currently is the Amazon Gradient Festival. The products there are on
Oh my God.
absolutely insane prices. And I mean, basically, what you probably wouldn't be able to afford easily on those regular prices all year long are now at absolutely dirt cheap prices. The discounts there are so good. It's like 60 to 70% off on products. We see Aggressive over here repping that HyperX Solocast. And you just hear how good he sounds. So make sure if you want anything for your PC, get over there right now in the description and get something you really wanted for a long time at a good price. But now, this round is getting a bit pricey for the side of God Particles if they don't push in. Time's running away.
It's 45 seconds left. Plus to add on to that for the Amazon Gradient Festival sale, make sure to use Amazon Gaming on checkout to get an extra 5% discount on all of your products. You can't really forget about that. It's discount after discount, ladies and gentlemen. We got you all covered, nothing to really worry about. But for now, this side of God Particles have us covered when it comes down to winning the round, though. I don't feel like it because 30 seconds and an execution, you know how much I hate this. And yep, Antidote, he's in the best possible spot. Chibi's gonna be the one to take him on down. RBK with the immediate trade, and RBK, he's still alive though. Scargod's gonna be the one to shut him on down. The side execution is gonna be clean, but at the same time, the trades are gonna be even better. Spike's dropped. They're not gonna get the plan, not just yet. The plan's gonna be coming on down through, but is it a little bit too little too late? Because Knight Rider not in position. He's still trying to make his way down from the side of sewers. He was playing from mid, but this bonus round already bared a lot of fruit. And Knight Rider on the swing, it's gonna be the first initial killer on towards the face of him.
They cannot really lose any more players, and as I say, that Ember's gonna fall. That's 3 rifles down. Rexy finds one more. Oh, this is turned out really expensive. Low HP onto raw fuel. He's gonna be able to go for the frag over there, but a pistol. Knight Rider wins it from the flank, but it's just, I mean, Enigma, they're not gonna be too displeased with that round because they ate up the economy of the side of God Particles good. that was all rifles, and they were able to take down 4 players. That's going to be a big coming out of them. 2-1 is the score line, still in favor of Enigma, but we might see an extension of that as Knight Rider, the only AR that he got is one he saved last round. Scargod is going to follow that up with one more of his own. But Chevy, Logista, Ember, they're going to be sticking with the Spectres. Meanwhile, it's a full-on buy for Enigma. They're going to be going down with an Operator, a couple of Vandals, a few Vandals, actually 3 Vandals, and a Phantom. And they're going to be taking the road to victory this round on paper, because obviously the weapons differences. They're raw fuel opening things up onto Knight Rider, getting that op shot in there, and it's going to be immediately a 4 vs 5 scenario. Ember pushing down towards this ropes, this vents position. There is a player right outside, that being Antidote. He has utility there. Oh, is he gonna check? The smoke is there. The jig is up. He's gotta use this utility to its best. Gets one. The gravitational well is causing problems for Scargod. He's gonna catch himself in there, but gets the frag regardless. Gets tagged by the nade, but not enough damage done to get him. Just okay. I think that molly wasn't intentional, but doesn't matter. Rexy spots out Chivy near screens. He's gonna fall back. He doesn't want any part of that. But Logista from behind.
Here. Oh, that's gonna be a little bit of a painful situation. Logista freebie on towards the face of one of the players. Hiccup. Let's take a back seat. Just is looking for one more, but it's just not gonna be working out for him. Raw fuel. He just walks straight out and it just slaps him in the face with it. Good shots from him, but Shibi, no matter how good you are, that Spectre is gonna betray you, just like she betrayed me. It's going to be a 3-1 scorecard, ladies and gentlemen. And Enigma, they're looking quite strong. They're looking quite clean. They're looking quite fly. Good start for them on the 3-1 on the scoreboard for the map split.
Yep, the Vandals are definitely not going to betray you win a fight against Spectres. You might lose if your opponent ends up double dinking you, but again, you have the better damage. So obviously, Enigma on paper are going to win that, and win that they did without losing too many of their players. They're going to be able to rebuy easily and again get their hands on those rifles, but again for the side of God Particles, not looking good. All their hands are going to be on Sheriffs. One singular Vandal for Scargod, no armor. Is that a wise choice? I mean, he has the money, the amount he's saving is decent, but using a Vandal without armor, is that worth it? We'll find out, and it turns out it isn't. It didn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter. It was an Operator. Another peek coming in from an off angle, but raw fuel.
Dude, raw fuel speeding it, man. He's not missing. He is not missing. He's like, boys, I know. Last game wasn't really my best, but now is where the real fun begins for me. I'm just gonna swing out, and I'm gonna slap them so hard that they don't even know what hit them.
Noise. Is it heard by Rex? Is the question.
We should know.
Oh, he's just looking at it. He's like, hello.
Wow, my eyes are down.
Jimmy's like, oh, hello there. Did you spot me out? All of my flanking shenanigans are now gone. Oh, Rexy.
He's gonna step in. This is risky, but Ember doesn't get the trade. He doesn't walk in when the shots fire from the cage. Instead, he's gonna lose his life. It's all on to Shivy. Does win the fight against the Classic, but 21 HP. Can he pull it off against 4 players? Has a Vandal which he picked up from Scargod, who for some reason bought it. Again, I'm still doubting it, but it's helping out Chivy for now. Flash is gonna come in. Is he gonna find anyways the question? They definitely know. Yeah.
Caulfield gets its third. That's just a cleanup duty round for them. 4-1, ladies and gentlemen. Good shots from both ends, but could be a little bit better, but right at the very end of the day, it's fine. Now, another Byron coming on down through for the side of God Particles. And this is where they really do need to set up their game. And they need to just try and figure out how they want to go in for a push. But looking at the positioning here, just look at all the members of Enigma. They're playing it really smartly. They're holding the A-side in such a way that they should be able to get it. But I like this. Just like he went in for a fake wall down towards that A side. He's trying to sell the fact that, hey, maybe we're going in for a push here. But in reality, they're heading down over towards the B side. But now, without that Viper wall to try and smoke off these angles, they're relying on the Astra utility a lot more. Could be good, could be bad. It's all up to Rexy to start it all off.
Ooh, cheeky angle from the cheeky player. Takes down Shivy. There is the Viper spit that is being placed, but it's... Okay, that's interesting. I don't know if that's the best idea. It does cancel out that CT angle to push out from, but gives a little bit of room inside the site for the defenders to work with. Rafi is going to take that advantage and take down Knight Rider. It's still a 4 versus 5, even though they got 2 frags, because the revive was there from the side of Knight Rider himself. On the flank, RVK. Oh, can he catch him off guard? But Ember flicks onto him. The trades are there. Jimmy with the... But Raw Fuel with the it's all onto Logista. He's going to be playing Domain Expansion, but Raw Fuel 4K. The operator is so good on him. Does get the last one. Needs to pick up that operator. Oh, it is picked up. I'm looking at Hikam. I'm just losing my mind slowly on it. It's going to be a 5-1 scoreline. Scoreline that I like to use time to time. If you know, you know. And if you don't, just hope it happens. Just hope it happens, and you might not hope. When it happens, you might have hoped it happened. But what we are hoping for, what we are hoping for is Enigma taking another round, because it is gonna be the save round for the side of God Particles. All sheriffs, they're being cowboys. They have armor to work with, but again, rifles. On paper, they should go in favor of Enigma. Let's see what happens as we immediately start off with the flash in that B main and action down mid.
Let's see if they can pull something out here, but it's not looking that good.
Oh,
he just swings out and he's like, "Oh, hello there! I heard you had a special delivery." He just slams the package in his face. That's gonna be 5-1 to now down to a 5 versus 4. Possibility of a Thrifty coming on the card. Scar God's gonna be the one to pick up that Vandal. They're looking to get a little bit more of an advantage, but after that one shot, yeah, everyone from the side of Enigma, they have to be a lot careful. But Raw Fuel, okay, playing with fire, just walk straight out. Freebie for the side of Raw Fuel. He's looking for one more, but he's not gonna be able to get it. But Logista, he gets a beautiful secondary. Raw Fuel tries to go in for a flick, but not gonna be the one to get it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna be the fast rush. That beautiful Raw Fuel
doesn't go for cover.
Knives are made out of butter.
Oh, but Rexy though, it's just another day at the range for him. Just another day at the range. They just pop up like targets. He's doing the hard mode challenge, and he's just hitting those targets. Logista though, out of the depths, gets a sheriff, gets a frag, but doesn't pick up the Vandal in time. I think he should have stuck with the sheriff instead. Maybe try his luck with a flick or something, but instead he's gonna be standing there trying to cock his gun. Whereas Antidote's gonna be cocking his head. I don't know why I said that. Might have sounded weird, but it's gonna be 6-1, 1 away. It is a buy round. Again, it is a buy round for the side of God Particle, so they may deny it. But you know, with the round gap coming in, the amount of frags that the side of Enigma have gotten, and the amount of sort of unorganized pushes from the side of God Particles coming in. I mean, they are trying. They're just losing some of these gunfights. Like in that last round, Rexy getting those 3 frags, turning the whole game around. That should not have happened, at least not from a team like the side of God Particles. Trade should have been there, but they weren't. Okay. He even tags Logista. Oh. What am I gonna do? What is there to say here even? First frag going in their favor. Scar got taken out. Operator, took a bit of adjusting. Gets it. Mid is Viper spitted up by the side of RVK. He's even gonna send some poison mollies out there. Knight Raiders on the long flank. Antidote should hear that. And Antidote gets the headshot. 2 versus 5 scenario. Aggressive you there.
I'm there, but still, I have nothing to say in this situation. Like, what do you say?
It's happened.
No, I am not gonna say it.
Yes, you said it last time, dude. Why not? Why
yeah,
not
this is why you gotta say it this time.
Yeah, come on.
Brazil fans! Where are you at?
Oh, and even Scargot even takes a pause on that. So yeah, we're gonna be able to admire this scoreline for quite a while. It's gonna be the Brazil versus Germany scoreline. Brazil fans, don't hate me. I'm just pointing out. We're just doing references here. You guys have.
Hello.
But what is the side effect here that is causing the side of God Particles to lose so many rounds? Why are they Brazil?
हाँ वही देखा मैं
It's just
क्या कर रहे थे
I don't
वो
know,
क्या
man. It
किसका
feels like
मैच
this
चल रहा
is
है
the
एनिग्मा
Valorant
और
curse. Just
गॉड
like it's the
पार्टिकल
Brazil
का
and
तो पता
Germany
नहीं क्या
curse, them losing out like
गॉड
that.
पार्टिकल्स क्या
It's kind of the curse
वाह
once
भाई
again for the side of
गॉड के
like
टुकड़े
I don't know, man. God particles, they're just being cursed at me.
God particles, they're playing well. Their utilities are there.
गॉड
Communication is there.
पार्टिकल्स
They're
वाह भाई
executing it. But why are they losing the
हमको
gunfights?
No, the
बाकी
thing is
टीमों को
that
तो
they're
शैतान
not
ने
really
बनाया भाई
communicating together as a team. How many trades are actually
है ना
going in their favor?
Outfit.
No,
That is
not
true.
really. Like
बाकी
that's
टीमों को
primarily
शैतान ने बनाया
because the crossfires and the positional setups are
Exactly.
not that strong
गॉड
on the side of God
पार्टिकल्स सॉरी
particles. It feels
गॉड
like
ने
they
बनाया
got
भाई
way
गॉड
too
कहाँ पे
overconfident after winning out on that last game, and
जॉर्ज
खेला
now
मैं थोड़ी देर
the
एक
way that
घंटा
they're
खेला
taking engagements, they're just solo peeking raw field when he has an operator on an angle 1 by 1.
फिर बंद कर दिया
Why?
फिर नहीं गेम बंद किया ये
Flashes
लाइव
are
चल
gonna
रखा
come now. Rafiel pushed
फिर
out of
चला गेम
position, realized that Flash was close, so maybe a peek might follow it up. So doesn't want to stay up there in the open. Rexy spots out a player in mid, that being Scargot on the race. Jiggle peaks coming down, jumping peaks onto Rafiel. They're just toying with him. Meanwhile, Antidotes give like, stop disturbing my friend. Just go for a normal peek, and he will, and that's gonna drop the spike in B main. Rex is gonna get a frag. Isn't he? Yeah, that. Not much chance
क्या
for
पे
the
ले
side of
क्या
God
क्या
particles.
कर रही
वो
It's
एनिग्मा
gonna be
बहुत मार रही
Logista
भाई
finding one.
मजाक ही क्या
Oh,
बहुत मार
did I
रही
say
ब्रो
Viper Diff?
गलत मार रहे हो वो लोग
He killed him with the poison.
एनिग्मा वाले
You
So,
can.
yeah, it happens. It happens, but again, they weren't finding success on that B main. What are they gonna do on A? It's a really good hold from Enigma. And once they're spotted out, maybe just fall back, maybe just support the spike that has been dropped in there. The execution didn't work out.
thumbnail
Do
देखा
you really want to do a split execution
एंटीडोट
like that?
हाँ अबे साले
That's the question. So it's going to be an 8-1 Byron coming in, and I hope that they find an opening and are able to utilize that opening to its best. Communicate with them themselves that okay, come back here towards that.
क्या कर रहे हैं ये लोग भाई डोमिनेट है मजाक है खिलवाड़ कर रहे हैं भाई
Not looking as good as he would have.
ये न्यू टीम लग रही है मेरे को ये हमने इनके इन पे आर्क भी नहीं है देख
But this time around, Rexy, he's trying to do
सब
something
अपने
जीते हैं वो
funky
मैच
here.
हाँ जीते
It's
हैं
not gonna
गुस्सा
be
निकाल
able
रहे
to-
भाई गुस्सा निकाल रहे
He's gonna be the one to survive. Gets a little
इनका
bit of
मैच स्ट्रांग रहेगा
information,
नहीं
but
तो
at the same time, with all the
शायद
members
अरे
of
इनका
God
एनिग्मा का
particles
स्प्लिट बहुत
having
सही है
full-on vents control. Oh boy, Mission
एनिग्मा का और
Impossible is about
वीएलटी
to
का स्प्लिट
start.
बहुत सही है
3, 2,
Oh, showstopper.
1.
वीएलटी में मार
Rolls
दी
out.
There it is.
Raise
There it
left.
is. He's running in with it. Operator coming in from raw field. But
मेरे को
Scarlet with the trade with the rocket. Hika's gonna be hiding on ramps. Flying. Can he third? Get that third frag. That's your teammate, my
अरे
friend.
क्या गिरी वन साइड है
He's just flicking around the map.
93
Like, oh, who
कर क्या
shoots? It's gonna be RPK.
पे खेलेंगे क्या अभी
He shoots. I thought, I mean, it happens when you're feeling excited, when you're feeling tingly over there, when you're just in the flow state. You're gonna be moving to whatever you feel like is a threat. And that gunshot over there, that definitely
क्या कर रहे भाई
hit an alarm. And he's like, oh, who's behind?
तोड़
Let me
रहे पूरा
eliminate you. It's gonna be turned. It's just RPK. It's RVK. What is RPK? It's RVK. He's just, he just wants to feel involved, get a frag. But yeah, 9-1 and a big lead for Enigma. We might just see the third map coming in. Bind could be where it all gets settled. I mean, at this point, 9-3 is the best they can hope for. And obviously the curse is involved. But can they even get that 2 rounds? This is a bye, so possibilities there. They don't win this. Last round is gonna be a pretty bad bye.
Okay, that's good as he.
ए पे कोई भी नहीं है वो एंगल लेके बैठा है पर
He's not holding the position. He's spotted
देखा
on
क्या
both players. And once again, they're just getting away with murder here. This is not how it's supposed to go. Ember gets the trade, but at what
अबे
cost?
अबे 3 अरे भाई
He loses half of his
लूज जाता यार
HP,
आराम
and
से
2 of his teammates are
ये
dead.
आयन
And 2
फैंटम
of his
बहुत सही है
teammates were the Sky and the Rays.
सुर
How do you want to enter a site?
सुर
You just can't.
दरा काटाओ
कटा
I
पर
don't know
लेट
honestly
लेट
how they're gonna get into this side. Enigma, they're looking so good.
वो पैनिक करने के लिए सही है पता है मैं
Just that
वो
these
किसके
frags
लिए यूज
that
करता हूँ
they
पैनिक
are
करने के लिए
getting,
सामने वाले को सब जन
it's not
भागने
really
लगते इधर उधर
affecting the
पीछे
side of Enigma.
पीछे के साइड
Trades
हटने
aren't
लगते
working
तो
out either.
वो देखते ही भाई अल्ट स्काई
You're
के
gonna see the Viper Spit come in a
पीछे
very
हटते
likely
तो
position.
थोड़े
You
तो भी
rarely see that
मालूम
on the
होता है
heaven area. No,
स्क्वाड पे
Rexy
तो
is
मालूम होता है
isolated. Hika does get one. Rexy gets a second one. Logista, the only one alive, gets a couple. But he needs to get a couple more. Picks up the spike, but the Viper Spit is completely open. And from top, oh, death from above. Antidote. 10-1.
Lol.
अरे अरे
Possibilities,
अरे
it's
अरे
gonna be
क्या
lol
कर
कर
रहे
रहे थे।
रे गंदा
10 मिनट में
भाई
खत्म हुआ मैच है 10 मिनट में।
How do you justify this?
भाई
It was a 14 and 12, and now it's
क्या
a 10
गंदा
and
भाई
1.
उधर क्या देख
Enigma.
रही थी वो
Yeah, they're really bad. They're trying to royally screw over the side of God particles for
वो
winning
side
out on
में
their own map.
क्या चल रहा था ये?
Because, yeah, you'd expect on the home grounds of God particles
कोई
it would be a
नशा
little bit
है
better, but
उनके
same time, didn't we call it?
खामोश
We did, didn't we? That it's the
Yeah.
age-old Valorant curse. You win out on your own map,
this shit bro
and then you immediately lose out on. But once again, like
ये
you
मैच हार रही है
need to
Enigma।
question
ये
the ideology being put on by the side of God
ये राउंड हार रही है
particles.
Enigma।
Them picking up a Sage when they're on the attacking side to begin with, that's not a good idea. They don't have a strong enough attack. They're purely relying on Scargod. And yeah, I understand Scargod's cracked out on the race, but you can't rely on him for a sole entry. That's not how it's gonna work.
Enigma जा रहा राउंड ये Enigma का।
And it's gonna be difficult with already, you know, the weapons that they have. They did find the opening onto RVK, but what else
क्या
can
है
they
एक ही
do
एंगल
right
उड़
now?
करके बैठ रही है भाई
The
वाइपर
gap
कब
is
से देख
just
रहा
so
हूँ मैं
big. The
भाई ये पे
difference is just
वही
there
एंगल
from
उड़
both
करके बैठी
economy,
हो
weapon,
नए
momentum.
लोग रख रहे हैं मेरे
They're still
ख्याल से,
going.
वो
They're still
ज्यादा
pushing into
देखती
these
है,
sides.
हर
The
टीम सामने
executions
देखता
are
है।
there, but the thing is, can they pull these trades off? Here comes the
बंदे डाला
wall.
था
Knight Rider is gonna fall. The Rexy with the frag. Scargod's gonna get the trade, but so will Antidote. Find a couple. Will a third
वो
happen?
साइफर
But from the wall to the wall.
बोला ना Enigma का गया राउंड
जाता है
ये राउंड गया है।
It's a 2-2 versus
जब भी
1.
देखा मैं
अरे
उनकी
क्या
पोजीशन
ये
चेंज हुई।
भाई
His fragging is good,
भाई
but
ये
has a
क्या है
Vandal for now.
क्या आरएनजी की
Logistis
वो
has
देखा
Heaven
तुमने
control, but I'm not sure
Spectre
if
bro।
Rawfield knows that he's on Heaven. Did
fuck
they spot
भाई
him out? I think they did. Yeah, the star being placed there should give them information,
10 seconds left.
or does give off the idea that they know that he's
ये
there. And they've
position change करे
isolated
थे
this to
लोग।
the Heaven fight, and that's where Logist is looking. Denver can provide some info for him as well. Oh, backsturned.
बहुत टाइम से नहीं देखा कोई
What's
ऐसा
gonna
ऊपर
happen
बैठा है
here? How
करके
does he want to end off this
दिखाई
first half? Raw
ऐसा
field
कुछ खेलते हुए
with a clutch or making this a 10-2. It's gonna be going to the Raptors right on the right. Gun barrel sticks out and
बा
away.
क्या?
Logista wasn't looking.
पराई
Logista was
पागल
looking at
अरे
CT
भाई
Raw field.
वही
from
तो
the
और
back.
ऊपर से
Oh,
आया उसके सामने
hello.
Like, come into my arms, my brother.
मैं
I'll
वही
give you a
बोला
big
थ्रो
hug.
कर रहा है क्या भाई
Oh, that was
Easy.
comical.
वे कॉर्नर्स देख ले।
Hey. It's a game of
मैं
Valorant.
सामने से गई वो
It's
जेट
about
उसके
commenting
वाइपर
as
के
well as frags.
वाइपर नीचे दिख रही है
Forget
भाई
about that. But what we can be
What the
really
fuck?
afraid of is the fact that Enigma, they're on 10 rounds.
नहीं होगा भाई मेरे से
Particles on 2.
क्या लोग अरे भाई अरे वो उसके
Oh
अपोनेंट की
boy,
साइज एक
when
3
the
किल है
map was
बस।
split, I understand that this is very defense-sided
fuck, अरे
map.
ये
I
भी तो
understand
stage
that
देख
your home position is based upon the defense, but
ऐसा देख
an
अबे
8-round
ये देख
buffer,
5 किले
8
चार
rounds.
Car God.
तीन अपने अपोनेंट
Can't make this
एनिमा
up.
के
तीन,
हिट
चार,
का
पाँच,
चाह रहे हैं।
You know, with especially with the
उसका 8
the
का
Rays
assist
being
देखा क्या
present, I feel like an explosive and
Eagle.
fast
assist तो
entry
देखो
ईगल का भाई।
shouldn't be that hard to pull off,
Assist
especially
भाई
when we have the
लो।
communication like God particles. They just didn't have the same
ओ डेंजर
level today.
नहीं बे
And I'm seeing a lot of my one-dimensional strats coming in. They have a very diverse utility package, but it's like some of the pushes are
ये
like
फुल बाय करते होंगे लोग फर्स्ट राउंड में
it's
भी।
very basic. And instead of Enigma read very well, but yeah, Enigma this time they're going to be walking in
classic
base.
ऐसे
Here
चलाते
comes the
रहे।
Sky Flashes pushing in. It's going to be RVK losing that fight.
नहीं यार
So will
ऐसे तो
Rawfield
नहीं चलती भाई
Logista.
क्लास
3 versus
राइट
5
राइट
already
क्लिक तो
on.
होता ही नहीं क्लोज
Mr.
रेंज
Ron
में नहीं
might
मैं
not go
मरने
in their
मरता
favors. Night Rider
मैं
pushes in, knows that there's Hika there, gets the frag, picks up a ghost. He's looking. Logista is in
ये
heaven.
देखो राइट क्लिक इतना एक्यूरेट राइट क्लिक कैसे बैठता है भाई
Oh, gets the
हमारे तो नहीं
frag.
बैठता कभी
Rexy
जिंदगी
does
में
get the
नहीं
trade.
बैठता
हमारे वहाँ तो 3 बुलेट से हर बार जाते।
Sends the boom bot in. Now confirms the
जीरो का
location.
डैमेज ब्रो
Rexy,
जीरो
1 versus 4.
राइट क्लिक
Logista
मारा
on
कि
the
जीरो
fight
डैमेज
server, that's
पड़ता
all he
है
has
अच्छा
working for him.
एक सर के ऊपर से एक राइट शोल्डर के एक
Yeah,
लेफ्ट
साइड
शोल्डर के।
हाँ लेफ्ट शोल्डर के पास से गायब
In
डायरेक्ट
front,
सारे
there's 3
तीनों
players.
गायब
Logista is there, but the
और अपन
double
सोच
peek
रहे
comes
क्या
in
हो
from
गया ये
Scargod and not in this lifetime. Is he
रहता
gonna
है भाई
win
राइट
that?
क्लिक में
He need to hit some insane
राइट क्लिक
shots,
पड़ता
but
ही नहीं ब्रो पड़ता ही नहीं
not
पता
today.
हमारा
It's
नहीं
gonna be
पड़ता वो
10-3
पड़ता
first
होगा किसी
round
तरह
going in
हमारा
favor
नहीं।
of God Particles, but is it gonna be enough to close down the lead? They are gonna be able to buy, but how?
निकालते
I
शायद
mean, after that next buy round coming in from the side of Enigma, I feel like
निकालते हैं क्या लगता है
it's gonna be
If they're gonna be
incredible.
able to make it. Yeah,
Yeah.
just question
वो
if they're
जो
gonna be
easy
the
win
ones
है।
to make it here. kind of
निकाल
leaning
सकते हैं
back here.
अभी।
Sorry about that, ladies and
प्लांट का
gentlemen.
सीन है थोड़ा
Because
अगर
at this
ये
point, I'm trying
गॉड
to
क्वालिटी
crack
का
my head and just
डिफेंडिंग
think,
स्ट्रांग रहा तो गई
what
आई
can
मीन
the silent
अभी इन
part
पे
of this do?
एक
Yeah, they went
भी
out
ड्यूलिस्ट
here
की
on
क्या
the
सीन है
50. Sorry, they went out here.
रेज
है ना
है
डिफेंस
ले रहा
रेस है ना
But
उन पे
even
रेस
if they
है
went
जेट है
out here,
उन पे रेस है इन
they're
पे
still
जेट है
not out of the waters just yet. But Knight Rider
ब्रो जेट बहुत स्पीड में
is gonna be
निकलती
the
है
one to
पता है
survive.
क्या
RBK is not gonna
पीक
tap him
लेके
out of existence.
इन्फो
It's a
निकाल
very
लेती
dangerous
ओ
angle
पग
to
पाए
play, especially
कांड
when
गया
RBK is on the other side. He's
इधर
just that good with the sheriff. The
क्रॉस कर ली
sheriffs can sig in a matter of seconds and take him out. But Rafiel, he's playing his own dangerous little game. But
अच्छा है फाइट नहीं कर
Antidote,
रहा
how you're getting away with this classic
होल्ड
right
करके
clicks?
रख रहा है इसको
The amount of classic right clicks.
No way.
What
Now
the
he's getting
fuck?
away with a left click.
I thought the
होल्ड
right
करके
click was
रखो भाई
broken. I
होल्ड
think the
करके
left
रखो
click's underrated.
Free pistol, by the way. Free 0 credit pistol.
It's a frag with it on a player with a Spectre.
With full
4
armor.
versus, yeah, 4 versus 4 scenario. Still has
क्या
a couple of
चमक रही
shares
शरीफ
to
ये
work
बिट रेट
with.
कितना कम रखते रहे लोग ये
Does have the
बहुत
Sage being Knight Rider tagged up.
इतना अच्छा
Maybe
गेम है
Enigma
इतना
can get
खराब
something
दिखाते हैं
happening here. Maybe a thrifty might come in. Rafi needs to hit an insane shot here. There are two players, one
जिसने
inside.
ये कर रहा है ना
As Knight
स्पेक्टेट
Rider,
कर रहा
he's
है
gonna be
जो मैनेज कर रहा है पूरी टीम
Still
उसने
be
लो क्वालिटी
done.
करके रखा है देखा ये
वही तो
Antidote gets one, gets
Full
a couple.
quality में
This
नहीं है
classic has been
हाई
working
नहीं
out
है
really well
ग्राफिक्स
for him. The spike is dropped all the way in main.
1050 Ti
versus
होगा तो
two.
भी मेरी मैं
This is the
अच्छा अच्छा
classic. Don't go
करता
for the Spectre. Bomb plant will be
इससे बेहतर तो
denied
मेरी
because
स्ट्रीम
of
लगती है
poison.
तो हमको दे दो भाई पैसा
It's gonna
हम
be
नहीं
देते हैं भाई
इससे
7, 6
इससे अच्छी
seconds
क्वालिटी
left
तो
on the
मुझे
clock.
लगता
He
है
has to
8000
go
बिट
for
रेट
the
में
plant and logistic
8000
drops down. He hears the noise.
8000
Goes in with the right click.
8000 का क्या करोगे भाई 8000 का
It's gonna be a
रिकमेंडेड है
10-4
ही नहीं
scoreline
लोड
coming
मारेगी
in.
स्ट्रीम
नहीं
And
मार
प्रॉब्लम
रही
देते
a
हैं
little bit of
नहीं
some
नहीं वैसा
rounds
नहीं
gained.
ब्रो
My God,
तू
Parkers
बिट
would
रेट
again.
10000 रखो भाई 25000
Gap is
रखो
just too
फर्क नहीं
big.
पड़ता
6 rounds, it's
बट अगर तुम
possible, but
1080p सिलेक्ट कर रहे हो और 8000 बिट रेट रख रहे हो
demand a lot from
तो
them.
फायदा नहीं है 8000 का कुछ भी
मैं
कुछ भी फायदा नहीं है
नेट मस्त आ रहा है
Clarity.
100 एमबीपीएस का इंटरनेट है अपने पे गेम की टेंशन नहीं ना
नहीं फिर भी कोई फायदा नहीं उसका वो पता है वीडियो क्वालिटी एरर दिखाता है
It's good, it's bad. They're
अच्छा
trying.
एक्स्ट्रा बिट रेट रख के फायदा ही नहीं है कुछ 6000 रखो उससे ज्यादा नहीं 6000 4000
ये क्या 2-3 हजार पे रखा है क्या फिर?
4500 5.5 रखो
Unless I see
ये
one
बंदा।
incredible buy round from the
पता
side
नहीं
of
ब्रो
God
रखा होगा
टेक्सटॉप पे तो पूरा फट रही है
पता है वो YouTube एरर दिखाता है क्योंकि YouTube को जितना रिकमेंडेड है 1080 के लिए उतने ही लिमिट में देना है ऐसा है
Enigma, they're now
अच्छा।
back on the driver's seat and
उससे ज्यादा दिए तुम के वो एरर
is
दिखाता है
reactivating themselves. So this is going to be even more difficult.
एरर तो नहीं बता रहा मेरे
Knight Rider's not on his jet as well.
डैशबोर्ड में
नहीं
It's
बता रहा
difficult to justify
Excellent,
that
excellent
Valorant
condition
will
निकाल।
take this.
वो तो मेरे
One
को भी
kill.
आता है एक्सीलेंट
One kill is all that they
फर्क नहीं पड़ता
and
वो
they can get the ball
कोई
rolling.
ना
वैसा-
पता है क्या करना
हाँ फिर क्या कोई दिक्कत
Flash comes out of Chivy. He's not gonna find anything for now.
एक्स्ट्रा देख के
Raw
फायदा
fuel
नहीं है
is
ऐसा
gonna be
बोल
holding that B
हाँ,
main.
लाइक कुछ
side,
फायदा नहीं है
RVK,
जितना लेना है
Flash
उसको
will give
उतना ही लेता
information
है वो
someone's
और
there, but
एट
Raw
द
fuel
एंड
on that right
तुमको
side.
जितना क्वालिटी मिलेगा
That is what
उतना
they
ही
don't
मिलेगा
know.
10
RVK was
1080 का
spotted.
वो तो
उससे
है।
ज्यादा तो नहीं देगा
Instead of
60
ball
1080
rolling,
60
towards
fps
the
जितना
side.
देना है उतना ही देगा
Spike present
हाँ,
in
वो
mid.
तो बिट रेट का नहीं स्केलिंग के ऊपर लग रहा है मेरे को स्केल नहीं किया बराबर से ये
Viper
बंदा
wall is
इससे
up and they're
प्रोटेक्शन
gonna be
फट रहा
slowly
है
trying to walk through it. Scargod's gonna send
स्केल
some
नहीं किया ये
fams in, but at the wrong time they're just gonna step
ये
inside the
बंदा
side,
bitrate
slow and
बहुत कम
steady,
रखा
not taking any gunfights. Here comes the wall.
नहीं स्केलिंग ब्रो स्केलिंग
Scargod
नहीं,
from
बरोबर
behind
है
comes
स्केलिंग।
in to get frag. Knight trying to trade
नहीं
though.
नहीं कुछ तो भी हुकाया
It's
उसने
still a
नहीं,
forward
नहीं।
spy revive available for him. but
बिट
oh,
रेट
here
क्या है
comes
भाई ये
spam
देखो
through the
1080 के
smoke.
लिए
He's gonna get a
भाई
heal,
4000
not
से
full
6000 के
HP,
बीच में रखना है ओके
4 से 7000
They might just get their
YouTube
11th round
recommended
right here.
देखा क्या तुमने
4 से
7,000
7000
नहीं।
Advantage is also a factor here.
रुको मैं
Aggressive.
देखता
कल ही बनाया मैंने
Just pick
आरटीएमपी
up one vandal, so it's a little bit in their favor. But again,
YouTube
oh, Knight Rider spotted out. Breaks the
तो
trip.
आरटीएमपी
This
होता ना
retake
कल ही
is gonna be
बनाया
really
मैंने ये वाला
difficult. Oh,
तो 4000 से 7000 लिखाया मेरे को
Said. It's all about the buy rounds. If you don't win out on the buy rounds here,
70,
it's just
60
not going
FPS
to be
के लिए।
worth it for you. Knight Rider, he got his ultimate back, but thing is,
देखो
what's he
1080
gonna do with it? Absolutely nothing. He needs to save his gun. He needs to try and maybe find something for a squad. But at this point, Kirito,
ये तो
I think it's
अपलोड
already done. We're looking at a third map, and
अरे
Enigma,
एग्जिट फ्रैग लिया रे
it could just be the ones to get all of this
बढ़ा
away
दिया
on
क्या
their
इन्होंने
side.
4000 से
11 and 4,
7000
ladies and
दिखाया मेरे को
gentlemen,
कल
and
इसलिए कल 6000 रखा था मैं
it's a
तुम
slow
YouTube
and
के इस पे
steady
देखे थे क्या पेज
आरटीएमपी
point
आरटीएमपी
towards
पे
the
देखा
side
था
of the
मैं
finish.
क्योंकि YouTube
They're not
के
even
पेज पे
going that
देखना
fast.
यूट्यूब पेज पे नहीं
Enigma, they're
देखा
just being
आरटीएमपी बना रहा था
Enigma.
नया कल
consistent,
तब
cool,
आया
calm,
था वहाँ पे
collected,
1080
while
60
God
fps के लिए
Particles, they're
इतना
just scrambling around trying to find a
720
kill.
30 fps के लिए इतना
And
था
they
वो
can't even find that.
अच्छा 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 ओके 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 ओके
भाई मेरे को
It's
इन्होंने
not
सेटिंग्स बढ़ा दिया ब्रो
gonna be
शायद
easy.
दिए होगे
And
4K
क्योंकि
4K
पहले
8K
पहले
सपोर्ट कर रहा है ना
रिक्वायर
अभी
पहले
match
रिक्वायरमेंट
point
बहुत
should
लाइक
not be
ये था
denied here. They have
हाँ
3 rifles to work
बहुत
with.
कम था
Oh,
4000
Rafi
से
early
6000 के बीच
aggression.
में हो जाता था
He
साढ़े
will
तीन
be
हजार
able
में
to
भी हो
lift
और
जाता
up
पहले
था
this
ऐसा
4K और 8K
rotation
उतना
well,
नहीं
and
था
those
ना
poisons coming in. Good utility, but Knight Rider playing a dangerous game. Hika is looking in that direction. They're expecting it. Scar got brought down to some low HP. And he got tagged by the Molly there. But the main factor here, Knight Rider on top of that smoke, barely not spotting him. Oh, but Hika, gets a dink onto Ember. Knight Rider sees that as well. He's trying to get his fails. Raw fuel right up his face. Oh, RBK gets both of them. Raw fuel doesn't even need to do anything. No, just with a stinger at that range with help from Poison.
One enemy remaining.
But Enigma with the trades, Antidote and Rexy coming in from mid.
आ
They're
रहा हूँ
gonna
मैं
get that
5
frag
मिनट
easy. And Ember, nothing he can do. 12-4 comes in. The eco round knocking out. Match point for Enigma. Third map is definitely on the cards. And they can buy the side of God Particles, but the buy isn't gonna be what you want on match point scenario. Your team is one away from victory, is it?
Just one of those cases that you're not really gonna be able to run away from now, is it? 12-4. Match point, ladies and gentlemen. We have really anything else to say here. Just maybe brush it off, brush off the loss, and just be like, hey, we'll get him next time. It's completely fine.
12-4 scoreline as Viper's Pit being used up in mid. They actually gave away the B side. I just realized I was looking at that A side all this time and that Viper's Pit in mid, but they just walk into A. 4 versus 5 scenario. Cosmic Divide also available. Scar got clearing out that hell region. No one is actually there. Dropping in and just sees all the poison. And RBK spots out Scargot while dropping. He cannot die here. The Viper Spit is doing so much for them. Here comes the push. She just walks into Rawfuel's rifle. Knight Rider does get one to RBK. Revive on Scargot. Wait, thing's not over yet. But the frag's going in favor of the side of Enigma. And nothing that the side of Knight Rider can do. He's all alone. Caught in hell. I mean, well, what do you do there, honestly? This communication was so not really good. The retake was not organized. The utilities were lacking. And it's just that round where they weren't really feeling at the side of God Particles. Decent attempt, though. The rounds they won was really good. But again, Enigma, they were just on fire.
They were just in a better position. The way that they were taking their engagements, the way that they were able to just, take control of the entire map. It was a very one-sided affair, especially when you consider that Enigma, they were running around as if they owned the place. Let it be on attack, let it be on defense. They were just in their own element. Yeah, the pistol rounds and the anti-incos went in favor of the side of God Particles, but that's it. That's the 4 rounds that they did get. Man, they didn't get a single buy round throughout the entire game. That just goes to show how potent Enigma is as a squad. And it feels like the Valorant curse is always going to be there. You win out on your opponent's map, and then you lose out on your own.
Yeah, indeed.
It feels like dude,
happened.
it feels like all the time, all of these teams, they're ready for their opponent's map, but they're never ready for their own. They practice day in, day out, being like, hey, boys, this is our opposition. This is their best map. We're going to win it out here, and then we're just going to steamroll them on ours. And then as soon as they go to their own map, and they're like, oh, no, wait a minute. This is not what I signed up for. This is not how it's supposed to go, but it's pretty much the case here every single time. And
God Particles, man, they definitely
question
expected the
this.
win here. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely am like thinking that why does this happen? Like God Particles, they were going in, they felt confident. Maybe that was overconfidence that the issue was, but overall, if once they were, getting landslided, I feel like a team like God Particles should take a break. And they're gonna be like, okay, wait a second, let's not get too cocky. Let's play like we usually do. We have this map like the back of our hand. So I wanted to see that transformation coming in, but just never came. It's like why does this happen? Like it's the overconfidence could be a factor, but I mean, do you just in the end just say curse? That's it? Is there no
Just-
tactical explanation?
The most tactical explanation is that God Particles, they were just not prepared for a lot of the strategies being employed by. That's the thing. The map was split is not picked up by Enigma that often, so in a way, it's a bit of a dark horse. There are not really a lot of bots that you can review on them on this particular map. Normally, what do they play? They play the map Send, they play the map of Breeze, and they play Bind. These are probably one of their three most picked up maps, and especially when they're not being played as often as Split. Like, and whenever you pick up a map that is not played as often by them being Split, you don't really know, is this their specialty? Is this where they are really strong, really powerful, really potent? And now God Particles, they just got a slap on the face being like, hey, Scent is not our best map. It's actually the map of Split. So in a way, pretty much Enigma, they won out right off the get-go on the first initial map veto screen, because we're heading on down over onto Bind. And Bind is where Enigma are known to be really potent, but we're going to be breaking down the map of Bind later. First of all, we're going to be heading on down over onto the highlights to get a visual representation of what went down through the entirety of this game here, ladies and gentlemen, because it felt like Enigma, they were just on a different tear today. Just look at them, especially RBK. RBK is just getting drive-by after drive-by.
Yeah, I mean, when you know you're hitting shots like this, you know that the team they're definitely feeling it. Enigma, their gunplay was at another level, and the trade game as well. The utility, like whenever they were peaking, they obviously had a secondary plan going in. Okay, if we die on this peak, I'm gonna trade you. If you go for the peak, I'm gonna put some utility in front of you, maybe a swarm nade, anything that throws off the opponents on the other side of the wall. They're gonna be able to do it, and that's why some of their gunfights were so potent and so difficult for God Particles to win, because they weren't just prepared for this level of utility, and again, they didn't have their own trade game at the best stage either. So whenever they're seeing this level of communication on a team like Enigma, they definitely were caught off guard. I mean, look at this peak. You don't just, I mean, Scargod dies there, but following that up was what coming in. You see that there was a triple kill marker, so there was a second frag between that, and you just don't give an operator peak like that, especially after he's already gotten one and stuff like that. It's just something that I felt like God Particles are aware of and should be prepared for, but I guess I was just proven wrong here, and so will God Particles themselves. They picked up this map, I'm pretty sure, believing that, yeah, we know this, we've been scrimming this, we've been playing this, we know we're good at this, but it was complete opposite. Like, we saw the Brazil scoreline aggressive. Yeah.
Don't worry about it, ladies and gentlemen.
Unless you're a God Particles fan.
Can you stop making enemies for one time in your life?
It's not, dude. They're we're going to the third map. They're not looking good. I'm just saying, gotta be, a little bit tense. It's fine. It's fine. You can relax. We're going into Bind.
Bind is where you can't really relax now, can you? That is a map where Enigma have showed their dominance. That is a map where RBK is just on a different crack entirely. And with all of these factors coming into play, I don't know how I even want to move it down forward. It's an 8. Like, how? It was a 12-4 scoreline, Kirito. 12-4. On their own home map, and if they want to carry that momentum forward down over onto Bind, things are not going to be looking that strong for them. And you really want to question exactly what went wrong for God Particles, and I personally do believe that it has to be the agent composition. On the defensive side, if you started off with that Sage, I would wholeheartedly agree with you, but on the attack, you pick up a Sage right off the get-go, you don't really have an advantage whatsoever. Maybe you're fighting for the 7-5 scoreline, but even getting a 7-5 on attack, it's really difficult unless you have a strong enough buffer. And especially when you are starting off on a new map. Like, there's no momentum being gained. There's no momentum in your favor. Your opponents are in a very fresh mental state. You're relying on your raw mechanical skill to get you through a lot of the attacking side of rounds, and you can't always rely on that, especially against a team of Enigma's caliber. God Particles dropping the ball just a little bit here. Hopefully they're going to be able to come on back in the following round, on the following map, sorry. Otherwise, things are just not going to be looking that good for them.
Indeed not, but the only way to actually figure out if these teams are going to be ready for the next map is to go into the next map itself And we are approaching that inevitable buy and call coming. But yeah, for now, the teams they're gonna have to relax a bit. They're gonna have to prepare for themselves for that intense match because this is the best of 3. That's the final map. If you lose it, you're out. You're gonna lose the whole thing. So both of these teams, they want their 100% on this map. They want to be completely ready, completely set with their game plan. So we're gonna give them for that to prepare, and we need some preparation ourselves because this is getting a little bit too intense. We need to slow things down here and calm ourselves. What we might do in the meantime, we might go ahead and check out links in the description that take us to the Amazon Great Indian Festival, where there are some insane products at insane discounts. Make sure, guys, if you want to check anything out, the product, the sale is almost over. It's almost the end of the event. So yeah, only a couple of days as this tournament is still going on. So make sure you go down there, click on the links, check out whatever products you want, and find the best discounts because they are there. I checked it out myself. The prices are insane. You can just go ahead and buy whatever you want, what you've been hoping for all year long for your setup, or even for a friend. It's up to you. It's the festivities, so why not just share the festivities along?
I thought that you were gonna ask me for an LG Ultra Gear monitor.
Oh,
but
and that, and that too.
No.
And that too. Thanks
You
for
are not
reminding
getting
me.
that.
Thanks for reminding me.
But what I will be reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to check out the links down in the description, just as you said. But we're going to be heading on down over into a short break, and we're going to be back to real shortly with the Amazon Great Indian Festival Championship in association with Logitech, Intel, and LG Ultra. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Amazon Trade Indian Festival Championship in association with Logitech, Intel, and LG Ultra. We're now back once again, jumping straight into the matchup. We cannot dilly-dally for long because honestly, these two teams, they've suddenly turned up the heat for no apparent reason. Enigma, they took a pretty heartbreaking loss on a 14-12 scoreline when it came down to map number 1. They just did a complete 180, flipped the script in a matter of seconds, and I snapped my finger and half the server's already dead. And half the server includes all the members of God Particles, not the set of Enigma. That's how incredible Enigma was when it came down over into map number 2. So we're going to be heading on down over to the map video screen to get a visual representation of the scoreline. It was a 14-12, then it was a 13-4, and now as we're heading on down over onto Bind Kirito. Oh boy.
It's definitely heating up. It was a very close match on the first map. We obviously took it to overtime. The side of Enigma, they were showing some lackings on the utilities, the gunplays, and I feel like the exact opposite happened on Split. Like, I mean, God Particles, they felt like they weren't talking at all. There were so many issues with the peaks and the utilities and stuff like that. But yeah, it just resulted in this very massive difference in the first half that they just couldn't close out. They gave it their best on the second half, but it just wasn't. We're in bind. Now both the teams have had their opportunities to, freshen themselves up, have a proper game plan, go into the match. Because now it doesn't matter what they did in the last matches. It matters what they do now. And they need to win this to be able to stay in the tournament. So a big match for both these sides. Hopefully we're going to see some intense plays coming in. But yeah, we never really know what's going to happen. It could even be ended in a jiffy. But for that, we need to look at the agent selections coming in. It's going to be the side of Enigma. They are going for, again, the double controller lineup. We're going to see a double initiator in there as well. Really cool stuff coming out of them. And the same thing for the side of God Particles.
It's not... We knew this was going to happen. Double initiator, double controller. This is like a best composition for this map. But at the same time, Jet instead of a Raze, I don't know how much I feel about that, but at the same time, Raw Fuel and Knight Rider, they're not really known Jet players. If they, known Raze players, they're not really known Raze players, so if they do pick up a Raze, I think that we're going to be in for a lot of interesting plays, but still, it's not about being interesting, it's about being consistent. So the Jet can work, but I personally prefer the Raze, But with both of the compositions being the exact same, I don't know.
It's gonna be interesting to say the least.
It's good that both of the compositions are the same. It's just all about the strategy. Which team has the better strategy and which team is better at adapting to the other strategy. Because this composition allows you to be very adaptive in the way that you approach a lot of your rounds. If you're really good at on-the-fly strategy making, then this will be perfect for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of utilities to work with. You can definitely, change things up a lot in the matchup. And I feel like both of these teams, they have that potential to make those decisions on the fly. So we might see a lot of chaotic stuff happening here, and we might see something really organized. So overall, regardless, it's going to be a close match coming in for both teams. And considering this is the third map of a best of 3, they're going to step up their game. They're going to give it their all, and it's going to be very, very close for this matchup, to say the least. But you never know. We expected the side of Split to be sort of close as well, but yeah, it didn't turn out that way. So Here's to hoping it's going to be a good match. Let's see what happens as we begin the first pistol round coming in. And we see Hika holding on to that early hookah. But Knight Rider, he's going to be pushing up right next to the entryway. Noise is being made. The Trailblazer made itself known. But here comes the peek from Knight Rider. Won't spot him out. The Trailblazer does give information that he has fallen back. The smoke comes in. And Knight Rider clearing out those angles. Nobody's there. He's going to be playing under heaven. Under the entry of hookah. So for now, he's going to be safe. 5 versus 5. Meanwhile, RVK. A Viper with that level of aggression? God.
They're trying to go in for it. Tika spots out Shivy, and Shivy, you're just dead. Oh god, he's still alive somehow. He's still going to be going in for something, but Scargon comes in through as the backup, and Shivy jumping around like an Easter bunny. He's going to be the one to survive. Scargon's going to be able to get it second as well. And oh my god, they're making it all work. Down from the back end, God Particle, they slap back hard and take down all of the members of the side of the defense. One by one, it's all up to raw fuel, but even that's not going to happen.
Yeah, first round going in favor of the attackers. Not really working out the way they wanted it to be. But it's their round regardless. Scargod, they're going to be able to pick up a couple of frags each, Logist as well, and go on to those Spectres. Early economic advantage allows them to go for those weapons. Meanwhile, Enigma, they're going for a save, so a 2-0 scoreline isn't out of the question here. But yeah, Thrifties are possible. Let's see what happens. They don't have armor, so it's very unlikely that's going to happen. And for now, advantage lies with God Particles.
Figure something out, but in the end, it just didn't work out for them. But once again, it's gonna be a pistol round win for them. And how many times did the side of God Particles win out on the pistol and then they lost out on the buy round? Sorry. Pretty much will lose count here at this point, so it's all about the consistency. Even if you get a possible very good anti-eco round, you cannot get way too complacent. You still need to be ready for the falling rounds in particular. Enigma, they're looking good. They're going to be able to get a couple of kills at the bare minimum, but they need more than that. They need to get at least, at the bare minimum, of 3 kills. And I would say this eco round was a full-blown success.
Standing ahead.
Spike has been planted. That is some money in favor of the side of God Particles. Rexy's on low HP. Does pick up a Spectre, but Antidote. Sheriff headshot onto Logista. They need one more to make this worth it. Ember is going to get the trade onto Antidote. Rexy, 24 HP. And Ember's going to face things off in long range. RBK off angle. Misses the shots onto Shivy. Tries to go on at those frags. They're failing. Ember's there on the market position. One good spray down, one shot to the body is all he needs. Oh, and tries to run away, but Shivy, the glimmer of his body was showing, and that's enough for him to get the frag. But yeah, it's gonna be the round in favor of the side of God Particles. And the victor, I mean, Byron going for Enigma. But again, there's the weapons difference you need to consider. Knight Rider obviously going for his own Vandal, but again, it's going to be difficult for them to win this unless Knight Rider gets something done. He's yet to get his first frag in this matchup. Meanwhile, full-blown buy coming out from Enigma. They do lack some armor. RVK is still stuck with a Spectre, but for now, that's going to be good enough to work with as the A push coming in from the side of God Particle. Jiggle from Rexy will give information there is a player in shower. And here comes the drone. Rawfield's position is kept hidden, I think. It got destroyed early on, and he's going to be able to use that one potential, sending in a smoke to cover up that recon. His position is no. Knight Rider with a dash in again. Trade. It's going to be a 3 versus 3 scenario. Go! Antidote. Great transfer. Gets 3 headshots. Bringing this to a 1 versus 3. Antidote doesn't get the 4th, though. From behind, Knight Rider is able to get that shot in. It's a 1 versus 2. Both players on the flank. Kikan or RVK. Which means who is going to get that frag first for their matchup? 5 bullets in the chamber. Hika holding this angle. Knight Rider goes for the jiggle. Spots him out. Only needs a couple more shots. But Knight Rider is going back to U-Haul. And RVK is reading this. He's holding on to it. Gun barrel will pop out. And he gets the frag. There it is. Headshot. And it's going to be the first round in favor of Enigma. 1-2 is going to be the score line. And will come in from the side of God Particles. They can go for the easy rifles for some of the players, but Knight Rider and Shibby, they are going to be struggling to get some weapons in their hands as well. Enigma, though, losing a few players, it's going to affect them a little bit, and overall, not too shabby. They can work with this.
It's just something that they're trying to do, but they're not able to find that much now, are they? Enigma, as usual, they always do win out on that first initial round when it comes down to their own buys. But still, Knight Rider spots on the head. He gets a shot off, but still, RVK is going to be the one to try and survive it all. Ooh, Logista should be a kill for him. Come on, free fire, man! He's going to be the one to get it. Raw field, he was just not expecting it. He was just not ready for Logista to go in for a try peek like that. That's gonna be the first initial kill. Enigma starting off on the wrong foot here, but still, God Particles, they have a lot more to work with to try and bring this one back.
Right, they're holding on to that octagon or garden position in B long, the left side, and I'm not sure if Nintendo knows he's there. But here comes Hika flashing out of Hookah, gets one. Can he get a second? He will. Scar does get a trade before dying, but it's still a 3 versus 3 scenario as the pushes from long coming in. There's no one in the side, so for now, Hika's all alone with low HP. Spike plant will be faked. Hika knows that he needs backup. He's just waiting patiently. Logista coming up. But oh, the HP difference is just there. He does damage to Logista, but being too low, not able to get that frag. It's all on to Antidote and Rexy. Shock darts are going to come in the default position. Might find Shivy, but no, he moves away. Recon as well, not giving much information. Oh, well spot out. Knight Rider. Oh. Lines them up. And gets the headshot. 1-3 is going to be the scoreline, and we might see God Particles making this a 4-1 because now Enigma, they're on an eco. They're going to be behind quite a bit on the rounds part. So for now, things are not looking bad for the side of God Particles.
Still, how do they want to bring it back? How do they want to switch up their strategies to be a little bit more systematic? Because God Particles, they're now answering back really hard on their own accord, but Enigma, they feel very iffy in the, let's just say, in the way that they're taking these engagements. This is one of the better maps, I would say. Not the best one, the better maps of Enigma, so feels like God Particles, they did their homework here and they didn't do a lot of practice on Split.
It's weird, but oh, Rexy.
I never understand this. What is up with esports and teams always winning out on their opposition's map but losing out on theirs?
Ooh. Right click, classic. If you need any more evidence that this thing is maybe a little bit too overpowered, I mean, there it is.
0 credits.
0 credits. 1 click on the mouse. But yeah, it's going to be a 4 versus 3 scenario. Rexy's on the flank. He's on the hunter. What can you do? Oh no, Logista takes the flank and he a shot onto Rexy. Now he isn't pushing in. Even a smoke is going to be placed there. Rexy is still going in. He doesn't really care. But... oh.
Recon Bolt.
Aggressive.
Recon Bolt.
Okay. Oh, Recon. I mean, Ember's gonna get a frag onto Rexy from the flank. He's gonna get a second onto Hika as well. Rothfield needs those right click powers to work for him.
Oh no!
You scared me a little bit there. He doesn't want that gun. He doesn't want that gun. It's cursed.
He's like,
throwing
nope.
it away.
Nope, that's not supposed to happen. That's not how you're supposed to make it work. But at the same time, the right click, yeah. After the recent nerfs, not really recent nerfs, and right click nerfs happened, what? Almost 4 months ago, so it's fine. Like, raw fuel get 104, and that's why whenever you do get that first initial headshot, you don't go in for an immediate right click anymore, you go in for a left click. Poor old raw fuel. Lady Luck did not smile upon him today. But the Valorant gods did for the side of God Particles. They're on a 1-4 scoreline, and they're looking to close everything out here.
Indeed, it's gonna be difficult regardless of this buy round, because for Enigma, they have weapons. Some utility is absent, but yeah, armor and that operator needs to count as well from Rawfield. He has been performing really well in the last few matches, but needs to make that count over here. Should read the smoke coming in, the push coming in from Knight Rider. Rexy right on his left. The drone gives his position away, and he's going for that frag. Wallbangs don't connect. Rexy now know he's up close. Pika as well, providing some cover, but oh, what a peek coming out from Rex. He's gonna get the headshot onto. But meanwhile, look at this push towards that A side. Logista's inside U-Haul and
I've got
he's
your
using the
trail.
Viper Spit. So far, those defenders, they're just stuck there because they don't know what Logista. So here comes the push from Kargod. He's gonna get taken out. There's one more. Won't find any frags, but he's getting so much utility thrown in his way. RVK does find Logista in the end, so that A side is cleared up. It is all on to Shivy. Shotguards are gonna get. TP comes in from RVK, not necessary. Rexy's gonna finish things off. 2-4 is gonna be the scoreline, and Enigma are able to get half the amount of rounds their opponents did. But yeah, the difference is still there. Economy is still available for God Particles to go for a bit of a buy. Shivy's are stuck on a Spectre though, so that's a factor. But meanwhile, their position, they can easily go afford some rifles. Hika will get a drop, I believe. Yes, Rafael's going to provide that for him, and Rafael's still on that operator. He didn't get any frags with that, but yeah, I mean, I think this round he's going to be able to squeeze some value out of this. He is in the wrong side though, so on the retake maybe. But look at that execution. Oh my gosh, showers control not established. I mean, not yet. Not yet. Rafael though missing that shot on the operator. Ember's gonna take him down. 4 versus 4 scenario. What's gonna happen here?
Looking for more, but Ember. Oh, that jail peek was good. Spots out kicker and just swings out and gets that final kill towards his face with RBK. He just has his own domain expansion ready. He's short as his, but just looking to see if he can get away with a couple of shenanigans being placed here. And he knows what's up. RBK. He's gonna get caught out. He cancels his ultimate. And that cancel just costed him.
We see the side push coming in towards that A side. They're gonna walk in. No, this only antidote is here. They
oh no,
should be there. The information should be there coming in from that flash onto Rexy that he is gonna be stucking in hookah. And they're on the hunt for him as well. TP coming out from the Viper. Logista. He's gonna be jumping around a little bit. Rexy's gonna be disappearing. He's gonna be a ghost, you know, going towards that TP. Trying to save that operator maybe. But the Viper smoke is going to provide cover for Logista as he drops down. Recon is there. They're trying to hunt for him. They need to stop him from saving this offense. Kargod, he only needs one attempt and one shot at that, and he's going to get it. Rexy eliminated. Operator dropped to the ground. Raw fuel. He's going to have to go for a save. So will the rest of his team, I believe. They can go for a force, actually, but is it the wisest of choices?
At this situation, they should not really be going in for something like that, but
Here.
I guess raw fuel, he has a blaze storm, so they can make something from that. RVK wants to go in for a save
This is
though.
gonna be fun.
He's picked himself up in Sheriff. He is the Sheriff one-tap minister, but I don't know how much he's feeling himself on that Sheriff today. It's not been as incredible as all of his other days. He's playing it a little bit slow. He's still incredible with the Sheriff. Yes, he's getting a lot of kills with it, but not his usual performance as a Knight Rider on an operator. I think the $800 is not going to be the thing that gives him a kill.
I'm out of stuff.
Indeed didn't. Hika and Hookah, that kind of rhymed, but he's going to be falling back.
Hello.
Doesn't want to aggress too much because already a loss of one player. And that being one of the controllers should be damaged done enough. Meanwhile, Shivy will be spotted out. Will be tagged actually. Can go for the Hunter's Fury if he wants Rexy, but he's gonna be saving it up. Maybe he's trying to use it for a post-plant scenario. Or try to deny the plant. For now, he's gonna be jiggling that B-long, not really finding anything. But Shivy will be approaching him with the spike. If he gets this frag onto Shivy, the spike drop will be pretty, I mean, quite an information for him. Will be spotted out with the recon, will destroy it, not giving too much information. Here comes the dog, the trailblazer.
ये तुम क्या लूप पे क्या क्या लगा दिया वीडियो पे
elbow position, but the rotation is here as well.
लाइव पे क्या लगाया तुम लूप में?
I think the cosmic divide is actually for the side of B, and this A is actually gonna work out for the attackers unless raw fuel. He gets one onto Shivy. No trades coming in. The counter cosmic divide is there. Flashes to win regardless. Does he find the frag? He will. Rexy with his a little bit late, but still finds Kargot. 2 versus 4 scenario. Enigma might win the comeback. Here comes the right click. Back to the pistol. Raw fuel. Does he know he's there?
कोई
No, just
must
playing
make it
trade.
happen.
He
क्रिएटर
finds
का
one, but
ये
trade is
रहा तो
there. Oh
पड़ता वो
god.
trade.
What a
It's
chaotic
happening.
round.
It's happening. It's gonna be the force by round working out in
ये
their
गन
favor.
तो
Caulfield, he's now
पड़ेगा
back in full form. He wants
ये
to
तो
pick up
उनका
an
वो है
operator.
समझ ले
He's gonna be the one to get it as well.
प्रमोशन
Good shots right at the very beginning, but at the very end,
और इसमें तो लगाएगा
you
नहीं
gotta
वो
question what was the game plan from the side of God Particles. They just ran and down over
क्या
into
कर
the
रहा है
side, didn't really clear out
खेलते बड़ा
showers,
था मैं उधर खेला
and they
फिर
got punished
बस
heavily
तंग हो
for
गया
it.
तो बंद करके रखा
It's fine
That
though.
कोई
was
नहीं था
that
तो
was
बंद
This is
fine
3
if
and
they
5.
if they actually cleared out shower.
अब
That would be
तुम
fine. But yeah, the thing is they didn't really clear it out, and I mean I thought some
एग्जाम
utility,
एग्जाम
some
कब है
form
तेरा
of smoke in
दस
front of raw fuel would be helpful for that case. But Shivi
कुछ
just
साल
ran out
में
in the
कब
open
तक
because obviously
चलेगा
the defender cosmic divide
पता
that's
नहीं
actually
चलेगा
really
ये
good
15 दिन
blocking out the backside and the heaven position, so they can walk in. They just need that smoke in front of the site, which wasn't placed. But regardless, we're moving into the next round. 3-5 scoreline. Enigma. We're still on that bioweapons. So are God Particles. So far, no frags. A lot of activity outside hookah, but they're going to be falling back. Doesn't want to give away that early pick. That is really important in this map of bind sometimes in order to get this push in. You find that early pick, even if you have more map control game
और
on
हो
the
रहा मेरे
opposite side, it's usually, when you get one frag on
मेरे को भी हो
that
रहा था
side, that's the side you want to push and you want to counter on that aggression and keep the momentum in your favor. But for now, the momentum
फिर
is low.
फिर लगा
God
दिया बोले
Particles looks like Scargod is
फिर
going to
लगा
be
दिया
flashing low just into the side of U-Haul. The wall is up. The poison is not going to be lasting long, so they need to make this push quick. Antidote push setting up for the defense. Knight Rider's on the operator. Here comes the push in. Logistas trying to get in. Gravitational was slowing him down, but he's going to make it eventually. But yeah, 30 seconds on the clock. They need to get the spike down. Where is the spike? I just cannot see it in the map. But
It's on
Scargod.
Scargod.
Oh yeah. He's going for the plant, but there are so many players inside aggressive.
Oh,
You can't go
dude.
for it. It's so
Yeah, this is
risky.
dangerous. But Jimmy, he's gonna be the backup. He's gonna be the bodyguard of Scargod. And he's the president here. Rexy, he's on his own flank. He's lurking out to see if he can get a kill on towards the face of Knight Rider. They're going in for exits, and Knight Rider, he knows Knight Rider, please. No!
Bullseye.
The
Free
operator.
Free operator. Rexy's like, oh, I'll take that. It's mine now. But at the same time, do they want to go in for a double operator? I don't think it's a good idea. Yeah, that's gonna be the call.
ये
It's
तुम्हारा
like, no,
फाइनल एग्जाम है
they're
कि
just
कौन
gonna
सा
juggle
है
this operator out of their
नहीं
hands.
तो
And Rexy,
फाइनल
I
हो गया
love
मेरा
this.
पक्का
He's using this
हो गया
operator to
ना
bait them in. He's like, come to me, mice.
अरे बढ़िया
Come to
निपट
me.
जाएगा फिर
I'm gonna shove a
कहीं
guillotine
कर
down your
टंगा
skull.
गया हूँ लिख लिख के पेपर निकल नहीं रहे वो
Yeah, he's just fishing out here, throwing that operator
Yeah.
into the water, trying to attract some
निकल
fish.
जाएंगे
He might catch a good 20-pound Scargod.
A good
निकल
20
जाएंगे
pound Scargo.
कब
Oh,
तक नहीं
can he pick
निकलेंगे
it up? Oh, he doesn't get to pick it up.
Hey, imagine if we knew the players'
टाइम
actual
नहीं है ना
weights
ब्रो
and then put out the weight out there. The players are gonna
That
hunt
wa-
us on our Instagrams, man.
Dude, that was just a reference to, measuring fish. Like you catch a fish, you're like, oh, how much does it weigh, right?
No, I'm just saying,
And then-
imagine if we did
I mean,
know the
why would that
actual weight.
matter? Why would that matter?
Hey, chat would want to know. Chat would want to.
Do you chat? If you want to know, just comment down below. I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
the
we'll use the
esports club admins will definitely check that out and be like, okay, if you want to register next time, guys, you gotta put the weights down for some reason.
Hey, we can use it as references for our casting. So,
Okay,
or fishing references.
yeah, I guess fishing references are there. We got a nice 10-pound antidote.
Nice
No.
10-pound. Can you not? Can you not,
Ye-
please?
कितने सब्जेक्ट में लगा तेरा
कितने
कितने सब्जेक्ट में लगा ब्रो
बैकलॉग है ज्यादा है थोड़ा
मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ मैं आया क्या करना है
स्ट्रीम
कुछ
चुरा
नहीं
रहा हूँ
ऐसे ही
मैं
बात ही
किसी
कर रहा था
अभी तो स्ट्रीम चुरा रहा हूँ मैं किसी की
ये तो इसका ना वो तो देखा मैंने
वही कर रहा मैं अभी तक मैं रोज यही करूंगा अभी रुक कुछ ना कुछ ऐसे ही करके छोड़ूंगा क्या बोल
नेट है
मैं क्या
तो
बोल
फिर
रहा हूँ
नेट है
मैं
तो
आया
क्या
थोड़ी देर
टेंशन है
हाँ हाँ क्या करना है आज खेलना है कुछ
पता नहीं भाई रात को मेरे को
तुम जा
पीसी
रहे हो
ऑन
ना
करने
बाहर
दे रहे नहीं
बाहर जाओगे ना रात को?
क्या करूँ, घर पे बैठ के पीसी अभी बंद करता, फिर रात
रात
को
को
तो
नहीं
ऑन
आओगे?
करने दे रहे नहीं, पीसी ऑन किया तो आऊँगा।
नहीं फिर क्या कर रहे ईगल?
मैं आउटराइडर्स का पोस्टर बना रहा था, बाकी तू जो बोल।
अच्छा ठीक, फिर आउटराइडर्स खेल तू, मैं करता है कुछ दूसरा।
अरे
तो
तो माइनक्राफ्ट
आउटराइडर्स
खेलो ना रे सब मिलके।
क्या भाई, अरे आर्क तो खेल रहे हो भाई, आर्क भी वैसा ही तो है।
हाँ वो भी
माइनक्राफ्ट
है।
में बोर हो गया भाई। इसके अंदर कैसा है, वैरायटी साला एक चीज अलग है कि डायनासोर्स अपन पकड़ सकते हैं अपने हिसाब से जो चाहिए वो,
हाँ
सब जन मिलके, इसलिए मजा आता है। नहीं तो बाकी बाकी गेम्स में ऐसा नहीं है। लाइक माइनक्राफ्ट में कैसा है भाई, लकड़ी तोड़ो, ये करो वो करो, बनाओ, सर्च करो, लाइक घूमो, एक्सप्लोरिंग पार्ट है उसके अंदर, बट वो जगह मिलनी चाहिए वैसे, ऐसा है। अगर तुमको शाफ्ट नहीं मिलता है, माइन शाफ्ट नहीं मिलता है, तो तुम कहाँ पे घूमोगे? ओ
वही
भाई
था।
जेट
कितना क्लोज खेली देखा हो।
अंदर घुस गई थी, वो दिखा भी नहीं इन लोगों को, मजा। क्या जल्दी स्मोक कर रहा है ये एस्ट्रा? मस्त खेल रहे भाई।
ये देखिए इधर देख अभी।
अरे एस्ट्रा, मैं आता हूँ 1 मिनट में,
हाँ
ओके।
ठीक।
अभी कहीं जाएगा, क्या करेगा?
से जाता, गाड़ी नहीं है घर पे।
हम्म।
जब तो लोग कितने दूर दूर रहते हैं, मतलब घूमने जा भी नहीं जा सकते कहीं।
बहुत दूर दूर, थोड़ा बहुत नहीं।
बहुत, 200 किलोमीटर भी होता तो ठीक था।
हम्म। पैसा रहेगा तो घूम लेंगे भाई।
पैसा ही तो है, पैसा रहते
पैसा से ज़्यादा, पैसा
हम्म,
से ज़्यादा टाइम का वो है। पैसा
हम्म,
का तो नहीं है भाई। मान ले वो तो 400-500 लगाएगा तो ऐसे ही ट्रेन में पहुंच जाएगा।
हाँ
टाइम का
वो तो
ज़्यादा
है,
है।
टाइम का है। वही तो सीन है। अरे 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 अरे।
ये स्क्विड गेम देखा क्या तुम? हाइप हुआ भाई उससे, इसका मैंने देखा ही नहीं उसको।
टाइम हुआ स्ट्रीम को?
क्या बोल रहे?
स्ट्रीम को कितना टाइम हुआ? 2 घंटा 10
नहीं
मिनट।
यार।
बंद कर दो।
कर देना, खेल रहा तो